Well, I'm semi-skeptical, and I hope this doesn't turn out to be true. Hello, everybody. It's your buddy, or it's your friend Orange Hat here. Here to bring you a new video. So yeah, fans fear Godzilla Minus One will portray the U.S. military as the real villains. The more Toho reveals about the upcoming film, the more everyone is blown away. So it's safe to say that G fans are excited for Godzilla Minus One. I know I am. Still, amidst the excitement, there are those who are nervous, not nefarious, jeez, and that the film might portray some aspects of the lore, or about the way that the film might portray aspects of the lore. I mean, if you look at this right now, not going by lore and such, I mean, just look at how real this looks. I mean, lighting, texture, all of it. That looks like a real Godzilla chomping on a train. At the heart of the rumor going around, or suspicion drawn from spoilers that leaked over the summer, is a concern that the real villain of the piece is not the usual giant monster or the G-Man himself. He might even be emphasized as a victim of war as much as the humans are. Godzilla's jagged scales, for instance, are scars and blisters created by a blast from a nuclear weapon. As we know, the U.S. forces detonated that bomb. A quasi-remake of the original Minus One looks like it will be true to the series' roots, but a few things in that scenario, i.e. American influence, could be more pronounced than before. Now, I have seen the original Gojira, 1954. And, funny thing, that movie was very anti-nuke, was very anti-nuclear energy, due to what had happened at Hiroshima and Nagasaki during World War II. Each Godzilla movie from then on had some underlying message about the environment, about how we should respect the planet, and such. And also the dangers of nuclear energy. Hence, Godzilla vs. Destroya. How too much nuclear energy or too many nukes could potentially destroy the planet. Therefore, you have a Godzilla who had absorbed too much nuclear energy and was melting down and could potentially destroy the planet. Now, so yeah, there is potential for an underlying message to be used. The risk of this possibility has users on Reddit and other forums tugging their collars with cause because it might be taken to an extreme. The spoilers indicate that there is a hint and fear of the occupying military or American military being shown in a less flattering light than ever before. And that's putting things mildly. For starters, the Serizawa stand-in, whom we are now reasonably sure doesn't go by that name, allegedly harbors animosity towards America for defeating and crippling Japan before Godzilla awakens. Once that happens, all bets cease and Japan enters a negative state. Hence the title. Minus One Serizawa could become more enraged by this, but the issue wouldn't end there. Fans, such as our Redditors, worry that the Japanese people in the story will play the victim in defeat of the horrors of World War II committed by Imperial Japan in the Far East. Will be downplayed if not ignored. Toho ran into this kind of trouble once before with its patriotic portrayal of Japanese soldiers in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. I haven't seen that in quite a few years. I mean, since I was a kid, so I can't really remember too much about that movie. However, for those of you who are unaware of history of World War II, Imperial Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. They were very brutal in their methods. And yes, there was a emissary trying to get in to speak with the president. However, it was too late. And so there was a lot of stuff done in World War II. Concentration camps for the Japanese, or internment camps rather, to ensure that any Japanese Americans were not secretly supporting the Japanese for their atrocities against the United States. So yes, Japan, Imperial Japan, when they attacked Pearl Harbor, they brought it on themselves. What we did was a retaliation of a very extreme measure, yes, with the nukes. However, we needed to send a message at the time that said, don't ever attack us again. And they haven't since. Years later, however, they did a 180 in the Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, a standalone reboot in which a more preternatural Godzilla was the manifestation of the innocent lives lost during the war. No matter which way they frame it, Godzilla came across as Japan's reckoning as he mindlessly rampages. Minus One looks more into the same, or more of the same in that respect. I do like the stylized G because if you look here, it's very much like a tail. This bit here could almost be like the back spikes, and right here is the head and the mouth, which is pretty cool. But there are more questions of tone and context. Director Takashi Yamazaki is viewed as a nationalist, and his leanings might show in his work. His country being down for the count in the immediate post-war could be depicted as all America's fault, absence of the consequences and causality. Again, Japan attacked the United States without provocation. The odds are small, but you have to wonder if Yamazaki will engage in revisionist history. One thing I actually do know from a lot of the older movies that I've watched that are Japanese in nature, they do not, or they didn't participate in revisionist history. What some of them did do was give their own biased opinion on history, yes, but they also, in a way, still showed how America responded to their, or to what they did. On the bright side, it's more likely we can count on Godzilla Minus One being enjoyable and even-handed while also being thought-provoking. The series has a rich tradition of this even when Americans in the film appear aggressive, ambivalent, or self-seeking. The return of Godzilla in Shin Godzilla can be accused of characterizing Westerners that way. Yes, they were very aggressive in the fact that America wanted to use nukes against on Japan again in order to stop Shin Godzilla. That I thought was kind of odd. Toho released those films in American theaters and on home video internationally, and they, G versus KG, or Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, and GMK, Godzilla Mothra King Ghidorah, are among the most celebrated entries. Minus One is sure to join them, as it's hard to foresee Toho putting out something that will insult the fanbase. Believe me, folks, if there's one thing the Japanese take very seriously, it is their Godzilla movies. After that 1998 Godzilla movie that a lot of people just call Zilla now, they bought the rights to that creature just to have Godzilla murder it. So, yeah, they take Godzilla very seriously, to say the least. Things always change, but the Japanese film industry typically proves they are nothing like Hollywood. And that is the end of the argument. or the article. So, will they portray America as the real villains? I don't think they will. They will have somebody as, or somebody who sees America as evil, sure. I mean, a lot of the Japanese saw America as evil when they dropped 2 frickin' hydrogen bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So yes, there's going to be animosity towards America at that point. But do I think that they are going to make it that the U.S. military is the real villain and that Godzilla is some sort of a victim here? I don't think they will. Now, I could be proven wrong, sure. And if I am wrong, as a Godzilla fan since I was a little kid, I will be quite let down. I feel that Godzilla Minus One has a good premise right now. Has great special effects. I mean, Godzilla coming down to bite the train, that looks real. That actually looks like a real creature coming down to bite it. That doesn't look like it's fake. And considering how there's been a lot of CGI that has been slipping over the last few years, the Japanese have proven to scale up their digital quality. I mean, when you watch movies like Shin Godzilla and you see that tail swooping over the city, you'd think that was a puppet tail and that was inserted, right? No, that was actually quite real. Or, scratch that, that was actually CGI. Godzilla walking and trampling over places getting to Tokyo. CGI, not real. But it looks very real. Folks, I'm hoping that Godzilla Minus One doesn't go any route that is unfavorable. I truly do hope that this movie is a great film and honors the tradition of Godzilla. However, fans nowadays with social media, and also the rise of regressionism, I will say. I won't call it progressivism. I call it regressionism because we are going backwards as a people. I'm hoping that Japan remains innocuous to that so far. Anyway, that is going to be the video. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think of this story? Do you think that they will portray the U.S. military as the real villains, or do you think that Godzilla will be a monstrous villain? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below, folks. This has been Orange Hat. Have a wonderful day, and always remember, stay humble.